Hello, everybody. Hello. What is going on to everybody that is locked and loaded in Hearts of Hearts? So I want to apologize, guys, that we wasn't here last week because we had a very special event. So our last episode didn't happen, but we came back today to explain what happened, what went down. But without further ado, let's introduce one and only my auntie Patricia.
Hey, Amoy.
Hey, what's
Gosh, a
going
week
on?
goes really quickly, doesn't it?
It really does. It really does. Like
A
I
week
was
goes really
surprised.
quickly.
Like even when we
So,
was planning, it was
you're
crazy.
planning. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Amoy,
Like
guess what? I have just jumped on to Heart because I
right.
absolutely adore you and everything that you're doing. But I actually haven't been on this platform before. And so I've
Okay.
shared the link loads of times. So before we kickstart, maybe you could tell me and some of the people that's tuning in for the first time,
Mhm.
what is Hearts to Hearts? What's that all about?
Okay. So I like being interviewed because I'm better at being interviewed than the interviewer. So
No, you're going to interview me after this. I just need to know what I'm doing before we start, and then it's over to you.
that's cool. So basically, Hearts of Talent was a podcast that is made for young people just to talk about situations that happen in the music industry, personal life, and it's like a comfort space. Like you can talk about anything that you want. So last week's episode, we had an no, was it last week? The week before, we had the episode where everyone got to know us. So my other co-hosts, so Angelina and Jerome, they got to know us as people and what our trials and tribulations were for us to get to the place that we are now. Because it wasn't easy. And
Mm.
we kind of break it down for people to understand that no matter like what you're going through, or no matter what happens to you, you can always overcome a situation. So that was that episode, and then other episodes were about music industry, dance. I think we've spoken about a lot of things. Like
Nice.
this is the 14th episode, so we've spoken about
Wow.
yeah,
That's a
yeah,
lot.
it is a lot, and I actually just thank everyone because it's not easy. But it when people interact and when people like make you feel like, oh yeah, you're doing something right, it makes the job 10 times easier. Like despite not getting the views at first, but just to see how we build up and we become better and better each episode is like it's been an amazing journey, and it will continue forever and ever because
I love that. That's brilliant. That's great. Well done. Well done. So I'm handing back to you to be the host now. I just needed to find out how this thing works. And now that I know, I'm good to go. So I'm handing it right back to you.
okay, so as everybody knows, we had, well, if you don't know, we had our live auditions last week at the famous Brent Cross. So if you know Brent Cross, it is been there before I was even thought of.
Yep.
Like my granddad was the first security guard, one of the first security guards there when it
Oh,
opened.
wow.
Yeah, I know. So Brent Cross has been, I think, in the generation for a very long time. And we done an event there 2019, which we was called the Brent Factor at the time.
Mm.
And, we put on the live auditions there. It was an amazing turnout, and then we done it again this year, even due to the fact COVID restrictions were. I mean, we don't really have COVID restrictions no more, but you would have thought that COVID kind of put a real big dent in something, and it didn't. Like people were going about their normal day like
Yeah.
nothing existed. And the fact just to see how much talent came out of it is amazing. Like you had young people, you had like older than me people, because I don't like calling people that kind of word. But you had people that were older than me that performed, and you kind of look at them in awe. Like I saw different types of talent as well that day. Like it was crazy.
I
So
think you had people that was older than me as well, because kind of like everybody just wanted to have a go, didn't they?
yeah, it was about having fun, like release
Have a
your
go.
what they say, release your inhibitions.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's what people did, and it was amazing just to see how people responded so positively to us because like I don't think there's been an event like Brent Cross like that.
No, I
So
don't think so.
yeah, and even the people that was coming up to us, it was just like even the workers, I should say, they was like, oh, like it's so fun with you guys there. For the 2 days we was there, it was like, it's been fun. Like, people in their workplaces, like, usually I just be sitting there bored, but when you guys were there, I was rocking to the tunes, and I was just like.
And you guys got Krispy Kremes, didn't you? Like, people were giving you food. You got Krispy Kremes, didn't you? And what was the other thing? Sushi came out as well.
Yeah, yeah. It was really, like, I must say, Brent Cross really done everyone well. Like, they done us really well. Like, they're nice people. Like, it was crazy. Like, when COVID just makes people just, I don't know what COVID done to people, but it just made them so nice.
Yeah, I think so, because I think people were so happy to be out. So I came down for the 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed longer on the second day, but I had so much fun. And you're right in saying that Brent Cross has been open even before you. And I just love the story about the fact that your granddad was one of the first security guards. That's a great legacy. And then for you to be there taking the stage. And I got to tell you, I have not been to Brent Cross for years. I really haven't been for years. And so I didn't get to go last year when you guys were there. So I went there this year and I was like, wow, I actually really haven't been to Brent Cross for a long time. So I think you also brought people to Brent Cross who perhaps hadn't been for a long time. And like you said, it was lockdown and all that kind of stuff. But the auditions were great. The atmosphere was brilliant, young and old. And I just think you guys did an amazing, amazing job. What did you have a favourite part, Amoy? I had loads of favourite parts.
You know what? I have, if I'm gonna be honest, I have loads of favorite parts. And one of them, like, one of me, was just the fact that that was like kids and like people that are slightly older than me as well. Like, they come for the auditions and they're like, oh, I'm not too sure, and then giving them the oomph and the push and the drive just to go do what they need to do. It was so amazing, and I think that was my favorite moments, where it was just giving them the courage to just say, "Get up on stage, it's fine." Like, and even when I said to them, "Look, I've been doing this for a while now, performing wise, and I'm still nervous to this day performing."
Yeah.
So to give them that push was, it was amazing. What about you? Because
Do you know? Do you know what I think though? I love that because actually, when a younger is saying to another younger, or even somebody a little bit older, when you guys are saying it to young people, they get it. But when, I mean, I did encourage a couple of people also, but I think it sounds better when it's coming from you guys. They're like, yeah, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. And I guess for us, they might feel like, oh, I'm just a parent or a teacher and I'm kind of telling them to do something. But the way in which you and the other young people that were part of Hearts of Talent did it, I think was superb. One of my favorite bits actually is when your mum got you to sing her favorite song, and it was you and Joel and what was the photographer's name? Craig, and you all went on, and I just knew that your mum loved this song, and the older people, we really loved it, and you guys did your own bit, and then you pretended you were walking off, and then you came back, and it was although it was unplanned, it was brilliant. So you were going off, and then Craig pulled you back, and it was just a fantastic performance because it wasn't scripted. It was really, I loved it. That was so much fun. What was the name of the song again? Prayer. Living on a prayer. Yeah. And that's a real, and it's your mum's face. She was just so elated that I think even if you guys didn't get the words right, she loved that song so much. It was just brilliant.
Like, I think this song's been on her heart for a minute though. I'm not gonna lie. But we have something that we're doing with the song. So I don't want to give away what we're going to be doing.
Well, we won't talk about that then. We'll just talk about that moment. So that was one of my favorites because I think I understood where your mom was coming from there. I got that song, I got the words, and that was a really great moment. And then there were some fantastic ones where we had the children singing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, or we had about 5 renditions of Frozen, Let It Go. And I just thought that's really good though, let it go, because to let it go means, like you were talking about, your inhibitions, they go. And I love the fact that you were supported by the police and the army.
Well, I was going to
really excited about what. Yeah, tell me what you thought about that. What did that feel like for you?
Do you know what? I had conversations with police officers. At first, I'm a person who is Black, And you know, stereotype should be I shouldn't like the police anyways, the federales, or what you want to call them.
Is that what they call the federales?
Like that should be something that was always in your head. And I kind of, how do I explain it? Like, not embarrassed, but you kind of feel like, oh, like, am I gonna be called a sellout, or am I gonna be called this? Like, you kind of still have that in your head where you're thinking, I'm gonna be called something that I don't like.
Yeah, sure.
For me to get over that and understand some of these police officers, I can't remember this one police officer's name, but she was so amazing. Like, she came to dance. Her dance was wicked. But
did she do Candy?
Yeah, she was doing.
Yeah,
she was doing the Candy with us, and she done her own thing. But just to see how, even when I had a conversation with her, she was like, "This is how policing should be," and like, I agree with her in this sense. Instead of being hostile and, you know, negative, get to understand youths that don't really understand and didn't have that chance to understand. And the way how I was doing it and the way how I was so engaged with her, you would have thought I knew this woman for time.
For sure. So it felt different and I get that whole thing around stereotypes, especially for young people. And, you know, we spoke about changing the narrative, and I guess they did really well to try and do that, because we had one of them with the press up challenge. Did you see the press up challenge? Yeah, that was his talent, the press up challenge. But I think also what I love is that it's all the different aspects of Hearts of Talent. Amazing. So how you guys have managed to get, you know, the different ages, the different organizations. I mean, to be in Brent Cross, I'm sure your granddad would be so proud, you know, of you, you know, being there and singing. And, you know, you, your mum and everybody has such amazing voices. And so I love so much of it. So I came the first day and I was like, do you know, that's so good. I'm just going to go back the next day and I'm going to stay for longer, because it was just so worth it. Yeah. And the interaction with the crowd was great. There were some bits that were really funny as well. And there were some bits that were a bit like, oh, I'm not sure what's happening here, but let's go with the flow. Let's go with the flow. But what do you hope is going to come out of this then, Amoy?
I just want a lot to happen out of this, to be honest. Like, and when I mean a lot, I mean in a sense of there's so many people that has so much talent, and young all the way, so like the ages from what? How old was the girl? I think she was either 4 or 5, and the fact that I sat there with her and she sang in the crowd is enough for me to say, you know what? Yeah, we need to train kids that have a talent, instead of pushing them away, because, you know, the stereotype is if a child wants to become a singer, it's not a typical thing. It's not a career in some people's eyes.
Sure.
Where in my eyes, where I'm a creative and that's my drive, it's a career in my eyes. And the younger you train them is the younger, when they grow older, they understand, okay, cool, this is how I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to go about it. I'm going to perfect my craft, because that's what it's about. And that's what I want to come out of this, where you feel more comfortable in yourself getting up on a stage and just saying, that's it. Like, I'm going to do my thing, no matter if anybody's looking at me, because in that moment, you don't know who's walking in Brent Cross. You don't know if it's the record artist, record label. You don't know if it's a dancer that is famous somewhere.
100%.
Makeup art. You don't know who's there. So for you to get up on that stage and take a moment and be like, I'm going to do this, it's an amazing thing for me. That's what I want to come out of this, and that's what I want everybody to understand.
And it's great, because actually I have to say that you do it so well. And not only am I your aunt, I think I should tell other people that don't know that I'm also a broadcaster, and I do radio and I do TV, and I come across lots of people who are worried about just coming on the radio. They're like, oh no, I don't think I want to do it, or they're a little bit shy about coming onto the show. And so when you do what you do, it really is going to be that you are a torchbearer for all of those people, those young people that kind of want to do it. And then they see you do it and they go, okay, you do it. And I think how you do it's very relaxed. So if you are nervous, I can't tell that you're nervous. You're just out there, you know, you're having fun. And I think that's what I'd really like people to understand about how much fun And what you said is so important. You do not know who's walking past or even who's watching it, because we did a lot of Facebook Lives, right? So we
Yeah,
don't know who's watching the Facebook Lives, and anybody could be watching it, and that could be your moment.
it's so true, because like even when I was going back on the Instagram just to see the people that was atting us, like I saw people that had there was one person that had a verified tip that was walking in Brent Cross. She was just like, I was minding my business that day, and
Yeah.
someone who was singing made a tear fall out of her eye, because, and this is somebody who's big. Like, she had so much followers on Instagram, and this is my prime example.
Wow.
You don't know who's walking in and out of that shop. So for you to take that opportunity, and the fact, and I don't even think the girl knows that she made the woman cry, because
Yeah.
it was an emotional song. But you never know who you're touching at the end of the day. And
That's true. I like that, because also some people told a bit of their story. They said why they were doing, the thing that they were doing. And that's really important, because someone could come on the stage, sing a song, and then leave. But when your mum asked some of them, why did you do that? Why do you think that was important? Some of them told some really deep stories, actually. And that might have been the first time that they got to do that. And there was a spoken word artist. He was great.
oh, that's
He was
my
on, he was on day 2. What was his name?
his name is Romario.
Mario, great. It was great, really amazing. And he spoke about having a voice. And I have to say, I adore young people. So I could spend my day with young people, but everyone doesn't, because there's this narrative that young people aren't great and amazing. And actually, you guys showed how great and amazing young people are. And so it would encourage people to see a different side of you. And I think because you also show great leadership, which is fantastic. So your mum's really got the balance right with the adults and the young people, and given the stage to you guys. And so I think that was really great. What was the most difficult thing for you, though?
If you want me
Staying awake.
I got tired at one point. Like, I think the most difficult point was I kind of where I kind of just, my body started to shut down. So it was a madness. So it was pushing past that and saying, you know what, I'm still gonna perform regardless of how I'm feeling right now. And the other difficulty, it was like the technical difficulties, like some stuff wasn't working, and it was just, you just basically, you do like a mind check in your head, and you're just like, you know what, cool, if that's not working, we move on to the next.
Well done, well done.
It was stressful. I didn't get gray hairs, but it was stressful in a sense, because it's like you want everything to work so perfectly, but at the end of the day, I had to remember nothing's always perfect. Like, you have to.
That is important as well, because I do live radio, and once you're live, you're on. And so, when things are falling down or things aren't working, like you said, you've learned to think on your feet. Yeah. And so you're like, okay, so that mic's not working. Let's get the other mic. That's making a sound. Let's move that. And so that's great about Hearts of Talent, because there's so many aspects of learning that you are engaging in just doing that. Have you learned like a really new skill that you kind of didn't have before you was doing Hearts of Talent?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, like, I kind of just adapted every skill, because I studied it. I've studied live, like music. So I've studied the live part. I've been a technician and like being a singer. So I don't know if I learned anything new, where I was just adapting. I was able to get a chance to adapt my skills that I learned. So it was just like, all right, go and do it in your way. And I think that was actually, I did learn. It was learning how to become a sound technician and telling people, don't walk past the mic, don't walk past
the box. Yeah.
That was actually, that's another hard thing. It was just telling people, don't walk past the speaker because it's gonna screech. And every time it done that, I was just like, I just sat there and was just like, man.
Yeah. But I got to tell you, my surprise, to be honest, was when I got there on the first day, I couldn't see who was kind of running things behind the back. So I just thought you had a whole team that had come in to do it. And then I think as I was leaving, I was like, oh, wow, you guys are doing all of this.
Yeah, it was crazy the way how it was worked. I was at the back. So half the time I'm in the back anyways, because I'm loading up people's songs. So while there's 5 other people coming to audition, and someone's on the stage. I got 5 people in my ear telling me, I want this song, this song, this song, this song, and I got to load up all the tags. And we're doing it by ourselves. I got to perform, make sure my time. It was crazy, but we was all doing it on our own. Like, and we had a great team as well, not just by ourselves. Like, we had people that was manning the stations. It wasn't a lot of people. We had one person in each section.
Yeah, you guys did well. Because when I went behind there, I was like, wow. And then people saying, oh, I've got a phone, my phone, and my song's on my phone. I was like, oh, how's this going to work? And you guys were like, yeah, it's fine. Bring it. And some people had some original tracks, didn't they? And
yeah.
so
I was shocked about that, because I think we had like 2, from what I remember, because there was a lot of people we went through. But the 2 that stood out to me was a young boy. He was he's a producer, actually. He's a music.
Was he the rapper?
Yeah, the rapper.
Gabriel.
I think that was his name, but he makes beats, and because I looked at his Instagram, he makes beats, and he started rapping and doing his thing. I was up there, like, when I heard who this boy was, I was at the back. So I've had to go around the corner just to see, and I'm like, okay.
If there was a one of my highlights, I would say would be him. His name was Gabriel, and Dad came up and said, oh, how does this work? I've got a son, he's good at X, Y, and Z. And I was like, oh, okay, so there's a lady over there. You just go and put your name down and, give the song that you want to sing. And then all of a sudden, Dad said, oh, no, he's not going to do it now. And I was like, oh, okay, so let me find out about the online edition. So I said, oh, where is he? He said he's over there. So I went and had a chat with him, and he was like, oh, no, I'm not going to do it. And I said to him, your dad thinks you're amazing, so you must be amazing. And I spoke to him about the fact that I used to be really shy, and now I'm not so shy anymore. And why don't you just have a go? And, I spoke to him about all of the opportunities, and he was like, no, I'm not doing it. But as the evening went on, I could see in my peripheral vision, he was getting closer and closer to me. And I was like, come on, come on. He was like, no. But the closer he got, I thought he's warming up. And then I said, are you going to do it? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Oh, I felt like his mother. I was so chuffed. And then when he got on the stage, because he gave his original track, didn't he?
Yeah, he gave his original track.
Yeah, when he got on the stage and just done what he did, I remember I said, if there was a golden buzzer, I'd have pressed the golden buzzer. He should have gone through.
But yeah, speaking of highlights as well, because you said that was one of. So what was your other highlights? Because I know that day we had loads of people. So who was like your, let's say, I don't want to put a number on it.
So there was him and you guys with the living on a prayer, singing on a prayer, whatever. That just had me rolling. I just thought it was so much comedy, but and that the 3 of you showed your different voices anyway, and that you just did it spontaneously. I love people that do things spontaneously. And I know that you guys have, this isn't the first time you've done it, but I just love the fact that you guys were like, however this goes, it's going to go, and it's fine. So I really loved that. And I just love some of the people in the audience that were saying how much they enjoyed it and, why they'd come down. I just loved all of it. And I could see also the people at the top. So whilst you guys were down on the ground and doing whatever, I could see the crowd at the top and how amazed they were at all the stuff that was going on. Another highlight of mine was the army, because I didn't know the army were going to be a part of it. So I was like, wow, okay, this is really growing. I've definitely seen the growth in the project. And I was just, my heart, if I could say, my heart was full, because I know that you guys have just gone from strength to strength. And I'm 100% confident that it's going to get bigger and greater. And I just want to help you guys to share it, because it was just so fantastic. And even this aspect of it, I know I'm not a younger, but even this aspect of it, that you guys have this platform for young people, is just what's needed. And you are absolutely changing the narrative. And so I love it so much. I just love it.
I think that's just what we kind of aim for at the end of the day, no matter like who you are and no matter what you do, because at the end of the day, even if say they enter through and they don't get to that point, it's not like we throw you away and that's it. Like, we don't talk to you no more. If there's other opportunities where you can still work on your skill, do you get what I'm saying? Like, if you didn't get to the point where you can perform live at the finals, then we still work with you, we still develop you into that artist that you want to become, because what's the point of telling someone, oh yeah, come along, and then nothing happens? Like, I don't believe in that. I'm always a person that believes in, no matter who you are, you get a chance, and it's about taking a chance with whoever.
Do you know what, Amoy? I got to tell you that what you've just said is super important, because, do you know, I mean, I love the X Factors and all of the singing competition. And I've got to tell you that my auditions, right, are my favourite part. After that, I'm like, okay, I'll find out who's won when it comes out on breakfast TV or whatever. But what's important is that some people are really crushed because they come onto the show, they're like, I can sing. Everyone's told me that I can sing. I've been singing for years, and this is my only chance. And they hang the rest of their life on that opportunity. And then they go, sorry, you're not through to the next round. And sometimes I don't even want to leave the stage, or they drop the mic in anger. But what you've just said there is that you don't let people down like that. You don't just drop them like a brick. You work with them, you support them, and there's more to it than just just doing the live auditions and getting through to the next round. So I love that.
Of course, you have to develop somebody, because at the end of the day, I always explain to the contestants that were coming on, I didn't get up one day and this did not happen overnight. Not to say I'm anywhere in my career, I'm soon there in my career, but I have to train myself and act like, yo, this is what I'm doing this for a living. Like, I have to be in that mindset. And what I always say to them before they go on the stage, because half of them, funny enough, don't believe in themselves. And then when they start singing and when they get on that stage, you're like, why didn't you believe in yourself? Because you have an amazing voice. Like, it was a girl that came up on the stage, and in the background, like, I was talking to her. She was just like, I'm so nervous. I'm thinking, what are you nervous for? Like, I was like, to this day, I still get nervous before I perform. Like, when you see me,
and they say it's good to do that. They say it's good to be a bit nervous.
It is, because when you get up on there, something takes over, and it's just like, okay, I'm gonna perform. And when you come off the stage, that's when it all comes crashing down, and you're like,
you feel it a bit like,
and that's what happens.
But I tell you what it is, Amoy, is that there isn't enough people like yourself saying what you're saying to that person. Like, I get nervous, it's fine. We can do this, it's fine. I've done it. I can help you to do it. There is going to be support. There isn't enough of that. So people don't have other people to help them build their self-esteem. And so self-esteem is so important. And that's why you're the torchbearer, because you're a young person that can say, this is hard for me too. But I believe I'm going to do it. Because you say you tell yourself, and you were talking about where you are in your career. You are where you're supposed to be in your career right now, and you're making your way to the next phase. So you need to celebrate that you're here. How old are you now?
I'm 20.
20? Oh,
yeah.
I remember these ball, but won't do that. So there's few 20-year-olds that are doing what you do. And so you're carrying the torch for that. And so I just love it. I cannot believe that a week has gone already. And if you guys are there today, I'd probably go back down today, to be honest.
It was good. But Auntie Patricia, we cannot forget about your talk show, because I've been on your talk show once. When I say it was amazing, because I actually got a song that I cannot stop playing from that show. I don't even think you remember. It was the Spinners. What was it?
Oh, what did I play? Or was it your song choice?
Oh, it was, you played it, and we were sitting down, and I was just like, this is a tune.
You're gonna have to remind me, boy, because the other thing is that you just reminded me, you need to come back on the show anyway, and talk about where it's at. What was the song? The Spinners.
Hold on, let me find it. Was it the Spinners? Oh, I can't remember.
I don't know. Whilst you're looking for that, because I can't think, but it'd be great if you came back onto the show. I mean, I spoke about it anyway, and I told people it's happening, and I spoke about it and said how much I enjoyed it, because I always give the listeners an update of what it is. But you definitely need to come back onto the show, because it's a spot really for you. Each time there's a different phase of the competition or the work that you're doing, you can just say, Aunt Pat, we're doing auditions in this place or that place, or we're having something happening at this time. Or you can even text it. You don't have to come on the show. You can just text it and say, can you read it out? You can send a flyer. So, all of your hearts to hearts, I just send out, and there's hundreds of people that get the opportunity to tune in. I wonder what song that was.
It was I'll Be Around.
Oh.
It was I'll Be Around. And that song has forever stuck with me. I don't know why. But I actually fell in love with that tune.
Wherever you want me, I'll be there. Is it that one?
Call me.
I'll be there, and I'll be around. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so you need to, maybe you should sing that, Amoy.
Yeah, maybe I should. Maybe I actually should.
Should I sing that?
I think I sing that for the finals. Give everyone.
Ooh, don't give any spoilers. Don't give any spoilers. But yeah, I want to hear you sing that. I think you're gonna. Yeah, you see, so old music is great, new music is great, and the fact that young people can have the experience that they're having. You're welcome to come on the show anytime. You just let me know when you want to come on, and we're going to have some fun, and we're going to help to continue to promote Hearts of Talent and Hearts to Hearts. What do you think, like young people, like talking about now, Amoy? What sort of conversations you guys have now? Like the COVID has happened and all that kind of stuff. What has it felt like for you guys?
Do you know what? I've got a good amount of my friendship group is, I think we're pretty clued up for the age we are. And the conversations we have are kind of mature, like not mature in a bad way, but mature in the sense of we either talk about relationships, and we're realistic about relationships. We don't do it's the imaginative one. We talk about real stuff that happens in relationships. So I think like the conversations that young people have personally, because I can only talk for myself.
Yeah.
We have conversations that I think a lot of elders will probably have as well. And then we're just like, we're getting old,
You're old at 20. I'm trying to think. Can I remember even being 20? What was I think when I was 20, I was just talking about probably which market I was going to. There was all these different markets. I was going to Church Street Market on Saturday, Wembley Market on Sunday. I think I was probably raving then, so we might have been talking about the raves. But we weren't thinking so much around doing some of the stuff you're doing in terms of like business, because really you're part of this business. It's a business, it's an organization. And that's why I was quite interested to find out what young people are talking about now.
I think we're driven to do business now. Like, everyone wants to make their own money in the safest way possible. And I think that's what our conversations, look at that comment.
So your mum said I need to enter what the dancing. Dancing or it certainly can't be the singing, because that would end Hearts of Talent. That would be over.
Oh no, you have to believe in yourself.
Yeah, that's believing in yourself. That's knowing that, the thing is, Amoy, do you know what? I would do it out of fun, because I believe in doing things for fun, which is another important thing. And I used to do karaoke because I just think it's so much fun. I'm not expecting to get a contract, but I just think it's so much fun. I used to do theatre because I think it's a great space to escape. And I think what's great about this, again, is that it allows you to just have a go at something. I believe in, living your best life. And one of the ways you do that is, hey, is that Phil saying hey? That's Phil. One of the ways you do that is by just having a go, like just getting on the stage, doing the thing that you did. I'm telling you, I would sing on the stage just for the fun of it, because you can't take yourself too serious.
Of course, but do you think that's what makes you who you are to this day? The fact that it's just, it's fun. Because everyone's too serious nowadays. So do you feel like having that kind of mindset makes you at that position where you are now? Because in my eyes, you're in a very high position, to be honest.
Oh, bless you. But it is really, thank you, Amoy, I received that. It really is that I learned to not take myself too seriously. And I also learned that if I try something and it doesn't work, it just hasn't worked. Hasn't worked. And then I could say, okay, I might not feel great, because we all have feelings. I might think, oh my gosh, that wasn't great. But what I do think about is, okay, so that wasn't great. How can I do that again, but do it differently? Or, okay, so let's laugh about it. Because the three things I like doing is dancing, laughing, and talking. The talking is probably the more obvious one. In certain places, the laughing will come out, and I absolutely love dancing. Those are my three favorite things, I think. And then, of course, there's young people and all that kind of stuff. So it's interesting you talk about relationships. And I'm always interested in people's emotional well-being, not your physical so much, but about, almost got up to sing myself, but Candy dance killed it for me. Oh, never mind. You should have sang whilst you were dancing. So yeah, it's about emotional well-being. And so that makes me think about, I need to keep my mind good. And so laughing and having fun and just showing up at places, not always knowing what's going to happen, You know that it's safe and it's fun. So I think that would be the thing for me. But I see that in you, because you get on the stage and you're just like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then even when you that bit of drama, when you were leaving, and Craig, I could just see your T-shirt, like, okay, this isn't going good, I'm gone. And Craig brought you back. So I think the fact that you've got great energy, there's lots of smiles, that's going to help you to go. That's going to help you to go a long way, and I'm sure it has done already.
I think it has. I think just my journey alone, like who I want to become as an artist is, I don't want to build up anything around lies. Like that's the way how I want to do this. I'm going to tell everybody the truth. Even that performance, you could see at one point I was probably frustrated, but walked off. But
the way you did it though was fun.
That's the thing, and that's what kind of I want to teach that in a way. Because I was saying to them as well, becoming a performer is not like, but being a performer is not easy. Like you actually have to learn how to conduct yourself in these situations, because even if something is going wrong, you cannot just be irritated by a situation, stay irritated on the stage for everyone to see it. Like
absolutely,
no one would have known that. Like I'm telling you that now, even if you was to watch back the video clip, you wouldn't
know. Yeah,
you still wouldn't see the irritation, but you'll be like, okay, she played it off nice. Because I've had to learn that you don't show everything at that point. You are a performer. That's what you got to do. You perform. You give people a show. You come on, and then you.
100%. And at your young age, that is so key. I used to do theatre, and sometimes the things that are happening backstage, you will never know once the performance is going on. Sometimes they can't find the right outfit, or something's missing, something's broken, the shoes they were supposed to wear, they can't wear. All kinds of things happen behind set. But that is theatre. It's when you pull it off and people don't really know. I talk to my mistakes so that people know. So when I'm presenting, and like on Saturday I was presenting and my mic dropped out of the mic stand, I'm thinking they must have heard that bang and my voice disappear. So I say, guys, I don't know what's happening here, but my mic dropped out of the mic stand. Give me a minute, I'll get it back. And that's what you do. You kind of talk to it.
You talk to the problem. I don't know. I think that's what makes you an entertainer. Like that's being an entertainer for me. Because I don't say I say I'm an artist, but I also say I'm an entertainer because I entertain people, and that's what I filled out. Like that's the kind of road I'm going down, where I'm going to entertain. So I got to look at it from a certain point of view of, if when I'm bigger, because I'll speak it into existence, and that's
when I'm bigger. When I'm growing up, I want to be like you though. When I'm bigger, I want to be like you.
Me and my friends go back and forth about this, because I'll be saying I want to be like them, they say they want to be like me. But when I'm bigger in my career, when I'm at that point, when people start paying to see shows, I've got to understand people are paying to see you. You got to give people a show. And if you have to instill that in your mind right now, whereas it will be too late, because when you get to that point and you don't know that you can entertain, you can't get angry at none of your fans.
You want to be ready, right?
Exactly.
You want to be ready. But do you know why that's important? Because there are people that sing, and there are people that dance. But in between a song, while the band is getting ready, or you don't want to just go from one song straight into the next. People that entertain, that connect with the audience, those are the concerts that are best. They might make a little joke, or they'll just say hi to somebody. So like your mum was going into the audience and she was speaking to some people, and there was the little children saying really funny things, and the parents didn't know what they were going to say. That's good entertainment, because that fills it from the next person, then the next person, then you guys come on, so it breaks it up a little bit. So you're quite right. You are an entertainer, and there was entertainment. When we had a chat with the police, there was a bit of entertainment, and then we had the press up thing, there was a bit of entertainment, and then you guys came on and sung, etc. And going into audience. So you're right, all of that entertainment aspect was absolutely was there. And I have no doubt that you are going to go on to continue. Not that you're going to be amazing, because you are amazing. You're going to continue to be amazing. And it's going to be, when you get out to your full potential, it's going to be more on top of plenty. And I just know that I just can't wait to so I can continue to watch your journey. So you got it. You've got some good grounding. You understand about entertainment. You understand about thinking on your feet. You understand about overriding tiredness. You know when sometimes things technically ain't going to go right. You know about so many aspects of being an entertainer and doing what you're doing at such a young age that I'm just super excited for you. It's gonna be great, girl. It's gonna be great.
This whole thing's gonna be great, and the fact that you can even plug your stuff, because I know you're even partnered up with the FA. Let's not leave that out.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's
not leave that out. You are with the big FA. How does that feel? And how does that feel just to know that you have a big organization like that partnered up with you?
I think it feels great. It feels great that you guys are with me as well on that. But it's great because sometimes, Amor, you do lots of hard work in the background, and people don't see the work that you're doing. They don't see when you're tired. They don't see when the tears are here saying, am I doing the right thing?
Yeah.
And so you get a bit disheartened. But when you do something and you start to see the rewards being reaped from the work that you've put in, you're like, okay, I never saw that coming. But, God has answered the prayer. In all things I do, I know that there's a creator, there's a higher being, I know there's God. And so for me, I am grateful. And it's nice to be sharing it with you guys as well. So I can say, yeah, we got this FA thing going on. So, so I like it. It's the first time it's happened. So that's historical. It's a legacy for us to leave. However long we do it for, we can say, well, yeah, we were the first in and the first to do that. So, yeah, that's what I think about that.
No, but it's talking about historical as well. It's, what would you call it, a lineage? It's the start of something. And it's a Black organization. Let's just get that out there as well. It's
100%.
not like, usually it's funded by people that are not of color, and we always are the last ones to get it. But the fact that you, my mum, and other organizations that's in that have your foot in, and you guys are being Black as well, that's an amazing achievement. Just to watch you, my mum, and everyone, it's like, oh my God, it makes young people feel like they can do the same, because you're partnered with the FA. That's the Football Association.
I love that. I love that you feel that, because that is why, and I'm sure I can talk for your mum as well, that's why, we do what we do, because we want to pave the way for our children and our grandchildren and other people who are of African Caribbean heritage, because we often do not get the same opportunities, and you often have to work twice as hard. So when you're saying you're tired, I remember I looked at you and I said, Amoy, I don't think you're tired now. I think you're overtired. Do you remember? I was like, I think you're overtired.
Yeah.
We got to get overtired to get what we want. We got to work 10 times as hard to get what we want. We got to cry more often. We got to, wipe our nose more often, dry the tears, fix up, brush off, and start again. So I'm super excited that already you feel the legacy of that, and that you see that it's the start of. It's the start of, and we've opened something for you guys to say, yeah, okay, if my mum can do that and my aunt can do that and the other group can do that, I can do that. Or I can do something at another level.
But that is another level, because it's like, it's something that you didn't think because I remember when mum was in the meeting, and it was just a thing where she was nervous, and just to see that door has just been banged open. Like, it's crazy just to see that this is it's going to be, and it will forever be, and it will forever continue, because this is exactly what they need to do. It's fun and games doing it for organizations that don't care, but these are organizations that put their blood, sweat, and tears into something.
Absolutely.
And actually care for a community. I think the right people that are leading up the FA, that you guys are partnered with, you, my mum, and I think who else is there?
So we've got Young's football team, we've got Ultra Education, we've got the dance group that I can't remember the name of, but it's run by someone who I can't remember the name of. Andrea Queens, that's it. So Andrea Queens. So you've got yourself, my mum, Young's football team, Ultra Education, Andrea Queens, and there's one other. Who's the other person? Why do I not know that? Have I said Young's football team already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mum shouted out something. What did you say, Mum? Oh, never mind.
Who have I missed? Yourself, my mum, that's 2. Ultra Education, Young's football team, Andrea. That is weird.
I'm not too sure about
I'm trying to look right. Anyway, there is a 6th person, and when they find out that I've come on this live and I cannot remember who it is, they're gonna be like, "Your
it.
mum better text it because I can't remember."
A something arts.
Oh,
AQ.
that's Andrea. Yeah, Andrea.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
already.
So I couldn't remember the AQ arts. Okay, so it's Andrea Queen. So that's it. That's all of us. So yeah, and the thing is, actually, Amoy, is that you were talking about sweat, blood, toils, and all that kind of thing. It has taken a long time for us to get to this point,
100%.
and we've had to hold on, hold in there, because we wanted this to happen. And you know, I think a great thing for young people to know is that sometimes you see people on television, they've got a big house or they've got a big car, and you think, I want to be that person, whoever some of the role models are. But it's about understanding that for some people, it drops just like that. But for a lot of people, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have been where you are now, making their way to kind of like where they want to be. You can look back and see, actually, that's where I was, but this is where I am now. So my heart's full that you've already felt that the benefits of that, and you've been a part of that also. Really, to be honest, you've been a big part of that. I know you might not have been at the meetings, but you've been a part of the whole journey.
Yeah, I think my mum is the main one where she sat in all the meetings. She'd be up at late hours of the morning just sorting it out, and it just makes you think like, you know what, this is crazy, just to think. And the way how, because it's not like this starts out of thin air, like someone could just say, yeah, I'm going to put on a show and that's it. It's
Absolutely.
and I had to think in a way like, how was the X Factor made? Because Simon Cowell didn't just get up one day, say, and got Wembley to be his, his main stage. Like, it took a lot of time to get there, time, planning, blood, sweat, and tears.
But you know the difference, though? I think, yes, that has been the case. But, you know, this is a scenario that I talk about, and I always think about it, though. Sometimes when people have the money, the resources, the finances, they can get their things moving like this.
True.
And, you know, we're having to start from a different place often. So Simon Cowell could say, yep, I want that now. He could say that. He's got a nice kickoff house in Barbados. He could just say, I want to have that studio or that studio. He's already Simon Cowell. He's only got to wear a white t-shirt, black trousers, and everyone, or jeans or whatever it wears. That's Simon Cowell. That's his start, and he's in. But for us, we don't have that same kind of status. We don't have the same sort of resources.
Yeah.
But yet still, you might not. But guess what? The connection, because where Simon Cowell's studios used to be, is right on the corner of Wembley Stadium. Exactly. So that's magnificent. That that Hearts of Talents are signed up with the FA with Wembley Stadium. So we're not too far from those that have and those that have been doing for a long time.
But even where your radio station is as well, it's not that far. It's just like a minute journey. So it's funny how everything is so close.
Absolutely.
It's about the community and getting those people that are actually in the community, that are actually in the heart of it, that live through this, that's lived there, and this is their daily life, that are heading this up. I think that's just amazing, to be honest.
And also, I grew up in Chalk Hill. So from the age of 3, I lived in Chalk Hill for years. And so Chalk Hill is right, the Wembley Stadium is at the heart of Chalk Hill. You could see, back then it was the Twin Towers. You could see the Twin Towers, and now we can see the arch. You could hear when a goal was scored. When we were at home, we didn't have to watch the TV. We were that close. We could hear when a goal was scored. When there was a concert, we'd hear all the words. We could sing all of Michael Jackson's concert because we could hear all the words. And so it felt like this big bowl of sweets was in front of us as children, but we couldn't ever put our hand in that bowl of sweets and get any of the sweets. So now that we can bring the community into this iconic building that has been there for years, to the point where it's changed now to a different type of building, and we can bring people in there, that's a really big thing. That's a really big thing.
I think that's an achievement for both you and my mum, because it's been in the area for so long, and then next week, like you're in there, like this place that everyone once looked at. Because if you notice anything, Wembley's the thing that they notice, and they're just like, I'm gonna be there one day. And I bet you and my mom said that, and the others and the other organizations have all once come across in your head to say, you know, I want to be there one day. And now look,
doing something.
Do you get what I'm saying? And
do you know, yeah, the other thing is that if you go to like East London or South London, and people go, where do you live? And you go, oh, Northwest London. They're like, oh, whereabouts? And all you've got to say is Wembley Stadium. They're like, oh, yeah. And they get it. And so we've been saying that for years. That's been a landmark for years. You know, we've been using that term for years, but it hasn't really been anything that we've had anything to do with. We've just said it's a place that we've, for much people, they haven't kind of been in. And plus, I like a bit of football as well, so that helps.
Oh, well, did you go to the football the other day?
Well, I didn't go to one the other day, but I did go to the England match. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I went with your mum, and I was trying to sing the words to Sweet Caroline, which I didn't know, but because I don't take myself seriously, I put the video up on Facebook, and people were like, "You really should have learned the words before." But I'm good. People look at it. It's great fun.
Sweet Caroline, I sing regardless. When it gets to Sweet Caroline,
yeah, and that's a bit. Any words I didn't know, I just put things like da 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 da. I did that.
Of course, that's what you gotta do. You gotta improvise sometimes, because it's not all the time everybody gonna know that.
Yeah, it was fine. I had a great time. So so I'm glad that you feel like that about the contract, and it's great. You know, the other thing that I love about this is that that you're working with your mum, and often we try and find these role models that are celebrities, and they're in America, or they live somewhere where we're never going to go, and we're never really going to see them, and we don't really know them. But actually, our role models are right here. We are the role models,
100%.
and we sometimes don't know that. So, you know, your mum being the role model, and then you being the role model for your younger brother and for cousins or nephews or whoever it is. Are you the youngest, actually?
No,
you're the middle. Yeah, so that's right, for your younger brother and for your cousins and that kind of thing. You are already a role model. And for your peers, you're a role model. And so I want us to really kind of know that Hearts of Talent is really, not only is it hot, I just love that acronym, but Hearts of Talent is really getting to the heart of the community and the young people and the collaboration with all of the other organizations that's a part of it. And that's why I think that Hearts of Talent is so wonderful, and that you front up so much of it. I love the opportunity that your mum's given you, because I tell you, as parents, we have an idea about what we want our children to. I want them to be doctors. That if you was an actress, you might want your child to be, and they might not want to do that stuff. But the fact that you're doing what you love, and it's what your mum loves, it's done deal.
That's the main thing, and that we also had this conversation as well. It's about, if my mum wasn't there to push me, then God knows where I would be and what I would be doing. I would be stuck doing something that I don't necessarily enjoy, but I just see it as I got to do it. And the fact that she's just been behind, I've been behind her, because she's had some times where she's like, I want to give this up, but I just tell her, you have to keep going. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah. And that's brilliant, because you're doing the roles reversed. When you get to a certain age and your children are saying, nope, you got to keep doing this, it's like, oh my gosh, that's my baby telling me I've got to keep doing what I'm doing. So that's great that you support your mum.
I 100%, I support her through everything, and I hope that's my mom. I don't know how to put it. Like, that's my mom, so I'm gonna back her regardless of the situation. Like that, I'm always gonna be there for my mom. That's just how it is. That's how it's gonna be, and ain't nobody gonna break that up.
The other thing I do really well is I cry really easily. So I'm about to do the ugly cry, because that is just so beautiful. That you would feel that that way, because we're born into families. We don't choose. We don't go, okay, I'm gonna have that person as my mum, but we're born into. And if it works, then all good. And if it don't, then you kind of got to make it work. So the fact that you just feel the way that you feel is just, it's fantastic. I love it. And I know that your mum must be super proud of you, because she must be tired of me doing the barling, actually, because I'd be like, oh my gosh, I saw a boy and I always cried. So yeah, so that's really, that's absolutely how it should be. It should be that. And it's really important that there's that family link. And I guess the other young people also will feel that warmth from your mum and feel that warmth from the other, because there were some other adults there that were helping and doing the judging. We had Pastor Loy and we had some others, and Pastor Loy, amazing. She's just so community minded, does some great stuff, and she's on the radio station with us as well. And some of the parents were there from last year, weren't they, as well?
Yeah. So Marcel's mom and Joelle's mom, them have been amazing during this, just to be there from the start and just seeing the way how it builds up, and the fact that because even if you're a parent, you can come into this as well and do we have something for you to do if it falls into your category.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing just to see how it all works. And this is what it's about as well. Hearts of Talent is a family thing. It's no matter, family doesn't have to be by blood. It doesn't.
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be.
And also, do you know the other thing, Amoy, that I noticed is people like Joel and Marcel and yourself, how much you've matured in a year. Because when Marcel went back to sing, Marcel was the winner for last year, right? Yeah. Went back to sing. I was like, wow, he's really matured. You know, you were talking about mentoring. His craft was matured. He'd matured. Joel, I guess, absolutely. We say family, absolutely. I feel a song coming on there, but I won't. I won't sing. Joel, his confidence and how he was helping. So that's the other beautiful thing, that the winners from last year, because let's face it, when we watch X Factor, sometimes you don't even remember who's won. It's like, who won last year? I can't even remember.
Exactly.
So that's brilliant. I like that.
That's just how it is, and I think that's what we're gonna keep it by, and this is what keeps it moving. And also, when you put God in it as well,
in the middle of it, right in the middle.
And that's a thing I will also say to everybody: you have to put God in the middle of any situation, because He's the only one that is the way maker and can get it done for you. Because when it's done, it's done.
And you just really have to put it out there, don't you? Don't you think you just put it out there? You ask for it. And it's done, right?
Of course, I'm pretty sure you, my mum, and everybody else in that organization, probably Phil as well, and anybody else in this life, because there's quite a lot of people. You guys have all probably said something, put it out there, forgotten about that you said it, because you've said it, it's done. And then when you see it come to pass now, it's like, oh my God, I remember when I said that a long time ago, or I prayed about that situation.
But you know what's great is that someone's saying about things, when you put a prayer out or when you send something out in the universe, it's a bit like placing an order for Amazon or a catalogue. You don't keep ordering it. You order it and then you wait for it to arrive, yeah? So you put the thing out there, you wait for it to arrive. But Phil just said something that was really amazing. He was saying there's a family you're born into and there's a family that you choose. And isn't it great, Phil, that you can get to choose as well as the one you're in? Yeah, you can get to choose for yourself. Phil, I just think that's a great thing, that you can get to choose for yourself and have the one that you're born into. So I love that.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that one.
Because you guys have chosen that. Keep that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep that one. Wait, Mum said, look out for Hearts of Talent in Woven Forest. Oh yes.
Tell us about that.
Oh, so Woven Forest, because we are in London. Hearts of Talent is not just down to Brent. We going everywhere. And Woven Forest have been an amazing area that has been supporting the Hearts of Talent, because we was in the newspaper and everything. And we're gonna have a lot of people in the Woven Forest, because I think Mum's going to take tomorrow. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I like that.
And so it's gonna listen. When we say it's gonna go big, it's gonna go big.
It's going big already, isn't it? Hasn't it just started to do this? Just like I've seen it, and it's really interesting. Your mum will know. I always go back to this point in, I think it was 2019 possibly, and sometimes we have these midnight conversations, and we was having this midnight conversation, and in the conversation, Mum said, "Do you know what I'm thinking of doing?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, what if I should call it this?" And now this is it. This was her midnight conversation. I'm kind of thinking of doing this. This is what I really want to do. And out of that is this. I don't forget Manchester and Birmingham. Oh, Amoy.
Yeah, okay, sorry. I forgot to mention. We have proper links in Manchester and Birmingham. So it's going to be when we say if we're gonna take over everything, like we're gonna take over everything because this is what's needed, no matter what. Like it's an anti-knife crime thing, and it's about boosting up. It's about giving youth a chance, and I always say this, and I know people always hear me say this, but I will keep saying this till thy kingdom come. It's about giving young people a chance because sometimes we don't get a chance.
Brilliant.
And this is what it's about. Like and I always say, when something lands in your hand, if this is an opportunity, like even when we was at Brent Cross, I spoke to a young girl as well, and she was just like, I've been wanting to do something like this. I said, imagine you've just come down here, you've been waiting for the opportunity, it landed right in your palm. You're not gonna take that? Like, you're not gonna take that because you don't know where that's gonna take you. And she was just like, it's true. And also, like Mum said, big up Lucy as well. That is our Manchester link.
Oh, nice. Hey, Lucy.
Yeah, we love Lucy around here. And amen to that. Nice. I got words for days. I'm not gonna lie.
I know you have, and that's really important because what you just said about that opportunity landing in your hand. There's a saying that says, "If what you have in your hand is not your harvest, then let it be your seed," because you never know what that seed is what it's going to grow into. And also, I know that the Hearts of Talent is really about anti-knife crime, but I just have this feeling that actually it's going to be about anti lots of other things.
100%.
I think it's definitely going to be about anti lots of other things because it's going to give people an opportunity to do something other than that thing they were probably thinking of doing. So I think it's going to be bigger than just the anti-knife thing. It's going to be bigger than you probably even imagined because I think it's already going that way.
100%. And because anti-crime, what we're going through, I always said people go through a whole lot of stuff. Like 2019. We had different people come from walks of life. It wasn't just knife crime, different things.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
You see how much you changed that person's life. You're thinking, I didn't even know he was going to do that. And the fact that you've come here just to say, it gets emotional at one point because it's like, you're like, yeah, like, I'm happy I helped you and happy we was there to help you and happy that you see me in a way of being a friend. Because I always say, when I do this mentoring thing, I don't see myself as a mentor because I'm still young. Like, I see myself as I'm coming down to my level, we're all going to be on one level. I don't have a high level than anybody else. And this is how I see myself. I don't have no level. I don't have no title. Forget my title. Forget the level I'm at. Let's all be real for 1 second and talk about what we've gone through. And maybe I can help you because I'm older than you. Or if you're older than me, you can help me and I can help you. But if you're younger than me, you're probably going through stuff that I'm going through. And I'm telling you, this is how you do it. Just do that.
But there is peer mentoring, and I think what you said is a really important point, that you can peer mentor. You can mentor people that's the same age as you. And you can say, I get it because I'm there, or I get it because I was there. And you saying that you're coming down to that level is absolutely what the young people need. They don't always want the elders to be saying, because there's some things I only got from what my parents were saying when I became a parent myself. That's a long time for doing that. So I think the peer mentoring is amazing. You coming down to their level is fantastic. I don't know what to add to that other than to say keep going. What was the song again, Amoy? What was the Spinner song again?
Oh, I'll be around.
Oh yeah, because I'll be around. That's what I think. I'll be around, and that's what you need to say. You might need to make that your theme tune. You're coming on to the stage tune or something.
Theme tune. We still got our own song because it's I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do it right.
Yes, you have. That's fantastic too.
Can you
do a bit of a cappella for those people that don't know it?
I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do it right. Everybody stand in line. We're gonna put up a fight if we're gonna do it right. All right, say, I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do it right. Everybody stand in line. We're gonna put up a fight if we're gonna do it right. And then we got my verse, which goes, time to show the world we're enough, yeah. Elevate your soul, take it higher. Tell us how we make that change. First look at the man in the mirror, yeah. But you have to get the song, so I'm not gonna do the whole thing.
Yeah, don't give them one of it, boy, but that was woo! I love that.
But
that's brilliant.
The lyrics in that song, especially making that song, was it actually wasn't difficult because I made this. The lyrics was made in a day. So
you did all of that?
Yeah, so I made my lyrics, and Mum helped me with the
Okay.
chorus. Marcel and Joel's verses, they made that themselves. Lenzy
Oh,
made
yeah.
like we all done our own thing, and it was coming from a young person's mouth. And what I didn't realize is what I'm saying is crazy. Like the whole lyrics, like even the fact I say when because how that came about when I said I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do it right. Me and my mum was sitting downstairs,
Mm.
received the song. Like we had to go through loads of different songs for like instrumental songs.
Yeah.
So I was like to mum, oh, I don't know what we're gonna do. What we're gonna do. That's how it went. Like I was like, I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do it right. And then mum was like, I was like, I need lyrics. So mum was just like, why don't you use that? So she goes and starts singing, and I'm like, okay. So she's singing that. So she was like, record it. So we recorded it. It took one take for us to make that the chorus.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Listen, Amoy, I could speak to you for about 3 days.
I
I
know.
gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. But
Time.
I've loved speaking to you. Is there any final thing you want to ask me about before I go?
Oh, make sure you plug your radio station. Let everybody know what you're doing.
Okay, so my radio show is called The Let's Talk Show. Goes live every Saturday from 11 until 1 p.m. And that's on the Chalk Hill Community Radio Station. So it's www.chalkhillcommunityradio.com. And my TV show is called Patricia Talks. And you can find it on YouTube or on BWTM online. So yeah, the other thing, actually, is something that hopefully we'd probably like you guys to get involved in on the 21st of August, down at the Grange Museum in Neasden. We have a UK unsigned event, which people come down and they do their thing, whether it's singing or whatever. And we're going to be having that on 21st of August. So let's talk about that. I think the director wants Hearts of Talents to come down anyway. Pastor Lloyd should be involved in that. And so it should be all one big family. How about that?
Of course. And that's what it's about. So,
and then I want to say, well done. Thank you. Congratulations. You guys are torchbearers. You are awesome. And I'm super, super proud.
But same to you as well. You're a torchbearer and everything. So, you got to give it to yourself too. Everyone got to get recognition.
So let's clap ourselves then.
All round.
Okay, so boy, I'm out. So thank you ever so much for spending an hour with me. That's lovely.
Thank you. I didn't even think we was gonna go up to an hour because I was like, I know you said you had somewhere to go.
I said I had half an hour, but when I'm with you, I just can't leave. It's your dimples, it's everything else. I just can't go. So I've got to drag myself away from you now because time is 9. I've got to go and do some stuff. So thanks, Anne. I've had fun with Amoy. So for everyone who tuned in, yeah, thank you. It was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And I want to say thank you to everybody that has tuned in, that has been messaging in the comments. Like every time you guys tune in, it makes us a bit better.
And watch out for Amoy, because Amoy's going to be on the Let's Talk show again. We just need to set the date, and so you can.
Gonna get down, so don't worry.
Alrighty. Okay, so I'm out. Gotta go.
So bye, guys. This was Hearts to Hearts. This was my auntie Patricia, aka Blaze. I know they call you Blaze.
And my fabulous Amoy, aka Dimples, aka Cutie, aka Torchbearer. I could go on, but time's gone. We gotta go.
Huh? Oh yeah, and we still have live auditions, guys. So if you still have a video clip you want to send, don't worry. Still the auditions online. So don't worry, you haven't missed anything, but please get them in as soon as possible because them auditions will soon be closing. So make sure y'all get in your auditions, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. I think that was it. So we're not going to keep anybody any longer. Make sure everybody have a blessed day, have a blessed night, and wherever you are, stay blessed.
Indeed. Bye for now.
Bye for now, guys.